Hello, everybody, and welcome to Monday Night Mayhem. And I am so happy I got all my brothers with me. I got the amazing Bearded Chief and the one Bearded Bishop. Guys, how was your week so far? How was your week, Chief?
I don't even know where to start, man. Stuff hit the fan at work. Then the heat came. Then people decided they didn't want to be there anymore. And guess who had to do a bunch of people's jobs till 4 in the morning? Yeah, me. One of the last guys in the building shut the freaking lights off. You know what I mean? It was freaking crazy.
Right,
Dirty,
right.
sweaty. Uh, Woke up this morning, had to go cut grass. And speaking of sweat, I sweat through everything I had on today. So, wow.
Oh, man. What about you,
Uh,
Bishop?
Thunder up. The Thunder's won, brother. It's great. I
Right,
don't watch
right,
basketball, but just this fact that they won, I guess everybody at work was asking me.
right,
We got a lot of guys at work saying, "Oh, I'm not working tomorrow." I said, "Well, I guess you won't get paid because they want to go to the parade." But
right,
but it was good. Family's good.
right.
It was. I had to go to work because I had some company visitors coming over, so I had to, you know, I guess do some butt kissing, but besides that, it was good. You know,
My
yeah.
dude.
Right,
Hey, I
right.
have a cooler full of water. I mean, I had them all ready because it was hot. It was like 92 degrees. It was
Yeah, yeah. That's
Well,
awesome,
Dino,
man. I
before you, I just want to say
mhm.
real quick the baby is coming soon. She had her checkup yesterday, 2 centimeters dilated. She's doing the little contractions, the hobbling, the everything. It's coming soon. So maybe today, maybe
You're right.
tomorrow, but the baby is heading south.
Nice, nice. Never know. Could end up on Friday.
Hmm. That that would be
Hmm.
pushing it because the doctor said he's going to be a big boy. So I'm thinking eight
Right.
plus, 20 plus
Hmm.
inches.
Comes well. Look at the
He's
line
going
he
to be a
comes from,
Spartan.
man. You know.
Mhm.
There we go. There we go.
This is
Yep.
Spartan.
Sparta.
He's gonna come
my
and kick it in, with a
Yeah.
beer.
uh my weekend was pretty good. Saturday was National Teach the Teacher Day, so I did a free CPO class for teachers, for school teachers. So that actually went pretty good. I got some teachers that had some previous thoughts about stuff that I got to show them stuff, and we got them certified, and they had a really good time. And I had a qualification shoot after that, a qualification shoot that would allow people that came to our range to shoot fast. So the funniest thing about that is that now you imagine we're there and I'm like, okay, I'm going to give you the string and tell you what to do. And we're here to shoot fast. Right. And,
Right.
I would tell them, all right, on this line, I want 3 shots. And they'd be going boom, boom, boom. I'm like, listen, if you guys don't speed it up, you're not going to get qualified. So let's speed it up. So they had a lot of fun, but that was my fun for the weekend. And the other thing that was pretty fun is, Chief, I know you're going to laugh at this and show you, Bishop. There was a shoe drop on
And you didn't buy.
Saturday, and I got my
You did
Jordans that I
buy.
wanted. I got them. I did buy. I had to get them. They were the Jordan 5 OG grapes, so I had to get
Have
them,
no
and I
idea
got
what
them.
those are.
So
No idea.
that was my excitement of the weekend. But other than that, my weekend was good. Just trying to survive. I don't know about you guys. I mean, I imagine, Chief, you're close to me, and I can't imagine how it is in Oklahoma right now. But man, this heat wave is something else, right?
Oh yeah.
It is hot here, so I'm trying to stay in the air conditioning as
Santa,
much as I can. But with that
say
being
hello to these
said,
people.
with that being said, I was
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
say, with that being said, let's get these hot folks on here on the hello. So first off, first one we got John Fox. What's happening, John
Hello, hello.
Fox? Baker, what's
Hey,
going
brother.
on, Baker? L Pud, there we go. What's
Mr.
happening, L
Bud.
Pud? What's going on, brother? Copper John's militia. She says she's gonna have us on. She'll be listing on. Um, rock star right there. Sleigh bells mowing. What's happening, Santa?
Hey,
Hope you're staying cool, man, especially with you out there mowing lawns. Keep hydrated. We got Kilt Beard. What's going on, Kilt Beard? Black Manor Groom. What's going on, Renee?
hey, Renee.
We got Lewis H. What's happening, Lewis? And we got the most dapperest of all gentlemen here right now. We got Jeff Harmon. What's going on, Mr. Harmon? Can't wait to see you at Worlds. It's going to be awesome. We got Jordan J. What's going on, brother? And we got the one and only Ray Smokey. I got to tell you, man, is Ray Smokey not like this generation's version of Fonzie? Is that guy not cool
100%.
or what, man? 100%, right? So I still got to bug him because Ray Smokey, we are going to get you on the Mayhem. You just got to let us know when. We're excited to have you whenever you say you can be on.
Yeah, he had a bad day yesterday because his little pet bird died.
Oh, sorry about that, brother.
He was heartbroken. So sorry about that, man.
What do you guys think about this comment?
That was dope.
Did everybody like it?
Yeah, that's good.
Nice. We got my brother, Sasquatch, my wrestling brother. Alrighty. Let's see. We got Robert Allen. What's going on, brother?
Yeah.
And we got another rock star here. We got the one and only Chris. What's going on, man? True North Beer Company. And I think he had he's got some buy one, get one flash sale or something that just happened. Man, I'll tell you what.
On the clearance. He still have it. It's still going on right now.
Yeah. So if you guys haven't hit them up, man. True North makes some awesome stuff. Speaking of off his stuff, the Elegant Sasquatch has got that firecracker coming out. I don't know if you guys saw that, but that stuff's looking good. I got to put an order for that. Alrighty, we got Bobby.
Hey, Bobby.
Coyle? Bobby Coyle. What's going on, Bobby? And let me see. I'm trying to catch up with everything. The stream's working pretty fast. We got Kay. What's going on, Kay?
Hey, Miss
Can't
Kay.
wait to meet Miss Kay at at Worlds. That's gonna be awesome. All right, let me see if I'm all caught up here. Not. Got another brother right here, Bane Blends.
Hey, sir.
So Chief, Bane Blends, he is actually is he an honorary or full member of Elf Team 6? Did you make
he's already got boot camp because he's a Marine, so he doesn't have to do the probate thing, and we patched him in. He's good. Yeah.
He's good to go? Good to go. So you heard that, Bane Blends, you're good to go. You're part of Elf Team 6. And now we can begin because we got Frickin' Frack. What's happening, Frickin' Frack? What an awesome couple they are. Yeah, we got Jessica R.
Hey, Jessica.
What's going on? And we got Frankie J. What's going on, Frankie J?
What's up, bud?
Good to see you here, man. He always supports. He's on everybody's lives, man. All right, let's see. Who else do I have? Am I missing anybody?
Yep.
Oh, here we go.
Hey, buddy.
We got Jacob from Jacked Up Leatherworks. What's going on? I got to get with you, Jacob. If I'm the one that's going to be transporting that belt down to the Buckeye Beer Battle, you got to let me know.
Wait. You're going to see it before I get to see it?
I got to transport it down, man.
Hey, he could pinky promise that he won't look at it.
So that if I missed anybody, I think I got everybody. But anyway, let's see here. This week we've got Melissa. Yep. She Knows live every Thursday. If you guys have not checked out that show, Melissa is awesome. She does a really good job. She's awesome. She does a lot for the community too. So definitely check her out. And then we got this guy right here. Beer Talk with Bishop. Who do you got on? It's on Saturday, right, Bishop, on your YouTube
Saturday
channel?
at 7:00. So I'm having a community black party. So anybody who wants to come in, I already have some companies. Hopefully, Mr. Chris from True North shows up. I don't know.
What?
Never know.
I just put an invitation to everybody who wants to join in. You know, it's just gonna be pretty cool.
Right.
Man, I just real quick, I just got to tell you, you know that guy from Big Dog, right? He made his first stream live appearance on my show Saturday.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's
Nice.
for me, that's an accomplishment. He felt comfortable enough to do that. So
That's awesome.
Yep.
Heck yeah. Next up, we got the Trace Amigos, and it's bad because I don't remember who our guest is this week. I've had so much going on, but I just know it's somebody good. It's got to be somebody good. Santa Tom always gets everybody good on there. So tune in Thursday night, 7 p.m. on the Trace Amigos channel. And then Suplex Syndicate live 7 p.m. on Sundays. Myself, Elegant Sasquatch, and 30 Spray J. Kind of cool about that show. It's slowly starting to go off the rails. So we have a lot of fun on there. Here we go. Did you see this comment, Chief? Ray Smokey says Dino should just steal the belt and say he lost it. But I already have a belt, so I don't need to get that belt. But anyway, tell you what, we got a special guest on this show tonight. And for all of you that don't know, it's Billy Schooler, and he is the lead singer of Dead Silent. And you're probably going to be like, well, how's that connect here? Well, he is going to be playing his band. This is, I believe, the third year in the row. He's going to be playing at the Buckeye Beer Battle. So what do you think, guys? Without further ado, should we bring this guy in?
Billy!
What's happening, Billy?
What's up,
Going on,
guys?
brother?
Howdy.
Yo,
Man, glad you could be on here, man.
Is
This
Suplex
awesome.
Syndicate about wrestling?
Yes, it
Huge,
is.
huge fan of wrestling.
Nice.
Raw is in Columbus tonight.
Oh, there we go.
So,
there we
you
go.
know, and
yeah.
I'm 35 minutes away from Nationwide Arena.
Nice.
So
Nice.
it's
Heck yeah.
it's kind of cool that we're doing this tonight. Being a huge wrestling fan, and by the
Nice,
way,
nice.
the belt is going home with somebody on the screen, and it's the guy in the band.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Man.
I'm getting some beard Viagra, I think, so I can get this beard really going.
Billy, you know the key to a big beard, right? You got to hold your nose and blow and push them.
Last time I did that, I blew all the blood vessels in my eyes. Not a fun time.
Too hard. A little too hard. Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, Chief, it would only be between Billy and Bishop out of us because you and I can't compete. Because I'm judging and you're MC and we can't compete. And Bishop is able to compete. So
I'm not competing. I'm going to be fraternizing.
No.
I'm going to be
no.
No.
You're competing, Bishop. You're competing. If you're there,
I'm
you're
sorry.
competing.
2 to 1.
I don't think that's going to happen.
2 to 1.
I don't think that's going to happen.
All right.
Chief just voluntold you. He voluntold you.
Let's say this. I'm not saying no.
No,
I'm
you're
not
saying yes.
Maybe.
You got to bring back some hardware, man.
I got to measure my beer. I don't know how long it is. Seriously, I only.
So what? Don't measure it that day. Don't worry about it.
Right.
You better come home with some hardware.
No
That's all I'm saying. Yeah, Billy.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Yes, sir.
Speaking of beard. Speaking of beard, what's in your guys' beard today?
You go first. Yeah.
Me? Alrighty. I have got something special, and it is dropping Friday. And I have got the Tactical Santa by Hemp Wizard. And I'm going to tell you what, I know the word banger is always overused, but this one is absolutely special. The Wizard outdid himself on this one. I will be wearing this the whole week. I totally am in love with this one, not just because it carries my name, but he really did go to town on this one. And if you like fruit, this one hits all the check marks.
Is there pineapple?
On that one. No pineapple. Blackberry. It's got blackberry in it, some cherry. It's got apricot, I believe, but it's fantastic.
So I gotta do this, Dino, because I want to make Chief jealous.
You're pissing me off. Mine's coming, damn it.
I just got the white top. That's it. I don't know if that made me special, but just saying.
But black top, I got to be for everybody.
Man,
it smells fantastic. I gotta say that he hit it out of the park. I don't, like you said earlier, I don't think that he have not made nothing that's is not a banger.
Yep.
Right.
Well, he's getting his back waxed, and I don't care how sore you are, you're going to jump up on stage and hang out with me and let me introduce you, and you're going to walk out with some hardware. So stop your BS.
You know what? I would do that. I will do that. I'm gonna pledge right now. I will do that for Jacob Leatherworth. Since he cannot be there, I will do that for him. What about that? Definitely.
See,
There we
done.
go.
Oh wait,
There's our
so
answer.
you'll do it
Done.
for
He's
Jacob,
competing.
but me and Dino, you were like, no, I don't want you.
I said for you guys, I said maybe, but you can't be there, so I just take.
I'll
take one
respect
for the
that.
team.
I'll respect that.
You know, Chief, that almost makes me feel that since he wouldn't do that for us, right? And he kind of got me involved in his back waxing thing. Maybe he just needs to take the hit for the team on the back waxing.
Yeah, 100%.
No, yeah. I mean,
we can't go back. This already written up. It's for a good cause. Remember,
Murderberry Crunch, Florida boys.
Good stuff. Love it.
It's so cereal-like and strawberry milkshake-like, and I love my food sense, and you can't go wrong with that strawberry milk. Oh yeah, love it. So
it's amazing in that one. When I got it, I couldn't believe that how it really does smell like strawberry milk. It blew my mind when I first got it. I'm like, wow, he did an amazing job.
Bishop, what do you got?
And I'm trying this EDC watermelon. It smells straight watermelon.
Does Ray Smokey have Tactical Santa too?
No, 30 Spray J does. Remember
Right.
he won it? I gave on the Tres Amigos, so he got it early. So 30 Spray J actually has it. Yep.
Man. Billy.
Oh, brother.
Decapitation, Hemp Wizard Beard Care Company. Our first signature scent. I love it. Which I mean, I was thinking about putting in something from the Infection collection. I'm like, I got to represent Dead tonight,
Right.
so
Absolutely.
I at least got to put something Dead Silent in there, But love Mike, love what he does, love what he stands for in the community. He's been great to me and my bandmates since we started this partnership a couple years ago, and I just everything just about everything he puts out is actually not even just about everything he puts out is banger after banger.
Everything.
So
right. That decapitation, that's the white chocolate,
white chocolate, strawberry, cherry, cannabis, more cannabis.
Yeah, right. That one is fantastic. I couldn't, I remember when I got it, he's like, "Hey, Tactical Santa, do you want this one early?" I'm like, "Yes, I do." And I got it, and I was like, "Man, it's amazing." That one smells.
I have
awesome.
I have the soap that he made too. Yeah.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, I have the bar of decapitation soap, and I want to use it, but I don't want to finish it.
Right. Yeah. I get that way with some of the soaps I've got too. You're like, man, this smells so good. I don't want to finish it off. I got to figure out a way to save it.
I mean, I have a closable soap dish, and I choose the showers that I want to use it on, and then otherwise I take it out and let it dry, and then put it away for another time I want to use it. I use a lot of Okie Dokie soap.
Yeah, he's good.
Right.
The patch is great. I mean, it smells like you're walking through an apple orchard.
Right. So Sleigh Bells Mowing. The oil is going to come out on Friday. The drop date is my birthday, and it will be on the Hemp Wizards website. He will have it up. So June 27th is the drop date for the Tactical Santa. I don't know what time. I'm imagining he'll probably do. I think he drops at 7 in the morning or 9 in the morning, something like that. But he'll be dropping it during the day.
Yep.
So definitely check him out.
I had to smooth Mike. I said, "Hey, I'm going to order random oil and wash and send me Tactical Santa." So he hooked it up and sent it out. And I can't believe I'm like the last one in the chats and on the screen. Man, I'm bummed.
Yeah, but you know what though? Chief? You were one of the first people to know what the scent profile was because I sent you the whole scent profile. Most people don't know what the scent profile is. So you've got the whole scent profile. You have privileged information.
So Billy, we talked about Mike. Mike kind of canvassed you guys for Buckeye Beard Battle 1, and all those bands. There's Dead Silent, there's Audio Side, there was who else?
So High,
Black
Sasquatch,
Black Sasquatch,
Fester.
Fester, yeah, freaking incredible bands, and loved every one of them. The thing I wanted to say was, you guys donate your time and your talent to entertain us, and now that money raised at night is going to a notable charity. Last 2 years was the Animal Shelter. This year is going to be Combat to Kayaks. So I want to applaud you and everybody else that's going to be there for donating not only your talent but your time to this Buckeye Beard Battle 3 in Zanesville. And thank you very much. It means a lot to us that you're going to entertain us and donate all that to a good charity like Combat to Kayaks. So thank you, Billy, and the rest of the bands.
Well, I mean, like I mean, I can only speak for myself, but like I live to play in front of people. And I mean, and I know everybody else in my band, they live to get up and play the show anyway. I mean, and when we're giving back to a good cause, I mean, it feels like double,
Yeah.
But being friends with every other band that's playing, I mean, I know that they all probably feel the same way. But like I said, I can't speak for them, but I'm quite certain that they all feel the same way. They love supporting a good cause and getting up and playing a show. And
yeah,
I mean, what's really cool for me, aside from helping helping the cause that we're helping, is I get to meet a lot of people from the beard community that's from other states, and actually get to have a face-to-face conversation with people that I only see online, or I see from podcasts like this. So it's just really cool,
Yeah, me, you,
like,
and Dino.
like you and I hung out like a lot last year.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah,
it
was. Alrighty, fellas, what do you think? Let's get into this. Let's get into our first topic, man code moment, and let's get it kind of big here really quick. Never let another man struggle with the heavy lift alone. What are your guys' thoughts on that? Why don't you start us off, Chief? What does that mean to you?
Man, like I said, this weekend was rough at work, and we had a lot of call-offs, and a lot of people just left in the heat and all that stuff. And there was me and one other guy, and I had to go do somebody else's job that night. So it's just me and him left at work, and he was loading the truck all the way at the end of the dock. And I didn't have to load anymore, but there was 4 trucks left, and he was working by himself. I said, give me another truck. I can't let him finish that truck and be the only one on the dock not working. So he and I worked, and then he come over because he reciprocated back. He's like, hey, you need anything? I'm like, yeah, I need this pallet found, or upload this, stack that. So he kind of reciprocated back. He knew what was going on. He knew I didn't have to keep going, but I kept going because he was going. So I think if everybody in life worked like that and respected each other, I think life would be a lot easier and less for everybody if everybody did their part and chipped in.
Right. What's your take on that, Billy?
Step up, step up when when somebody else has got to step down or step away. I mean, be there 100%. Yeah, be there 100% of the time, all the time. Somebody, somebody's falling on hard time. Be there for them. Help a complete stranger. The other night, I was coming home from hanging out with some friends, and there was a kid broke down on the side of the road. I stopped to make sure he was okay. I mean, it was hot out, I was like, dude, I got a nice cold bottle of water in my car. He's like, oh, dude, he said, I'm waiting on the tow truck. Tow truck's going to be 2 hours away.
Right.
Yeah, you help out when you can.
Right.
And
exactly.
And life has a way of being there, sending somebody to help you, when you least expect it.
Exactly. What's your take, Bishop?
Man, my take is you help from the bottom of your heart. You do it unexpectedly. Don't expect nothing back. Karma will always come around, and good karma is good to come back. You know what I mean? If you do it from the heart, and no matter, even if you see somebody standing in the corner, they could use that dollar you give him for buying alcohol or whatever. Just do it from the heart. It don't matter. You always help your brothers. Don't expect nothing back. You do it from the heart.
Right.
That's that's always good in my book.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna echo everything you guys said. I think everything you guys said is right on. I try to do my best to help out when I can, whether it be help mentoring new firearms instructors or helping somebody with anything else. If I can do it, I can do it. But yeah, I think everybody's pretty much on the same line on this. Is that help out if you can, because you know what, you never know what somebody's struggle is and what they're going through, and you coming out and helping might have just, really made a big impact on that person's day and could change their whole perspective of the day and their whole outlook on stuff. So it costs you, in my opinion, it costs you nothing to be nice. You know, be nice. And, I'll tell you a short little quick one I had. What Bishop had said. I remember this about 5 years ago. It was super cold outside. I stopped at this gas station and a buddy of mine's with me, and this dude is out there freezing, right? So I look at him like, hey man, when's the last time you ate? And he's like, man, I haven't eaten in a day. I'm like, come on inside, right? So I get him inside. I'm like, pick out some food, get some hot drink, whatever set him all up. I looked at the attendant at the gas station because they had like a pizza parlor in there. I'm like, hey, here's $20. If he buys all this stuff, can he sit here? He goes, man, he can sit here all night long, stay in the heat. And after I did that, I gave him another $20. So I'm like, hey man, here's for, whatever. So I'm walking outside and my buddy looks at me and goes, I can't believe you just did that. I'm like, why? He goes, well, I'm like, listen, man, if the guy is that cold standing outside, he's freezing to death. I'm like, dude, I'm going to take care of him. He's a human being. I'm not going to let him starve to death in the cold.
Right.
So, it's just simple things like that. Yeah, it was $40, but you know what? It didn't hurt me to help this guy out with $40. So at least my conscience is clear. I knew that he was good for the night and he didn't starve to death. So just the little things that you can do. But I think we're all on the same path on that. We're on the same plane. And if more people would show that, do that for people, I think the world would be a better place, But any final thoughts on that? Anybody?
Yeah. I had a rough day today. We lost our mother-in-law yesterday, and I was at work, and I stayed at work, and due to the reasons I stated before, nobody showing up, and I can't be that guy to leave people hanging. But I kind of broke down a little bit today that I should have said the hell with that job and went home and hugged my wife and just sat there with her and said screw that job. But I'm reflecting on it today. That was probably the wrong thing to do, but at the same time, it was the right thing to do. So, I came to kind of an epiphany about life today that I help every single person, and I'm always working for somebody else, and, doing things for family members and friends and things like that. And I think I need to just unwind because I'm wound pretty damn tight, and I think I need to unwind and focus on things that matter to me, wife, kids, mom, things like that.
Right.
Because it kind of woke me up today or yesterday. Do you guys think I made the right choice? I don't think I did. I should have went home, but
Well, I think that's the chief in you though, right? Because and I think it's like the way you grew up, like we talked before, with your dad being Greek, my dad being Greek from the old country, like, dude, if you're not dead or in the hospital, you go to work and you finish the job, right? So I can't fault you on staying there and finishing out, because here's the opposite. If you wouldn't have stayed and finished it out, right, and did that, then you would be questioning yourself all day long, being like, did I do the right thing? You finished it out, you completed the job, and that's what men like you do. Uh-oh, we lost Chief.
Oh.
Let's get him back. Wait a minute, he's
I don't know
back.
what
There he
happened to
is.
my internet.
All right.
Just bye-bye.
It's also what Baker said, no brothers left behind. And
That's right.
I know you would have, if something would have happened to, let's say, thank God nothing happened, but let's say if something would have happened to that guy because he was there by himself and he would have got hurt, you would have been like, I should have stayed. You know what I mean? So yeah, I know, and I am sorry for your wife's, the loss of your family. I am so sorry. My sympathy,
Right.
my condolence. It's just, but at that moment of the time, I think you did the right thing because the way you were
Right.
brought up, no brothers left
Yeah.
behind.
But at the same
Right,
time,
right.
if I dropped at work, they'd have my job filled before my body was on the ambulance.
But
You know what I mean?
yeah, you're right.
Sure,
You're completely
sure.
right.
But let me ask you this, Chief. At the end of the day, did you
I
sleep at
did,
night?
but my wife should have been first.
First, yeah.
I get it.
Now I
But,
told you this, brother. I
yeah.
told you this. I don't know if I could have made that decision that you made. To be honest, I don't know. I really do not know if I could have made the decision. Stay
Right.
and do my what I did. It
Right.
was a hard decision. I could imagine it was a hard
Yeah.
decision. So, but I give you
Right.
props for it. 'Cause,
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what to tell you on what to do there, Chief. I mean, basically, you just do what feels right at the moment. But I mean, I can see both sides. I mean, you being an actual chief in the Navy, not to abandon your post. So I mean, I think that's why you
Right.
did what you did. But on the other hand, I mean, I know that you was thinking about your wife, and I mean, blessings on your family and your home, man. That breaks my heart to hear that you lost your mother-in-law.
Yeah, she was a good person, and normally, people are like, "Oh, your mother-in-law," but she was really, really good to me and funny, and I've known her longer than I known my wife. Funny story. She was my bartender at the enlisted club in Scotland, so I knew her well before I knew my wife, and I would always joke with her, "You got any daughters?" And she's like, "No, you big asshole. And if I did, I wouldn't introduce them to you." And but but yeah,
Right.
I've known her for 36, 37 years. hmm
wow.
I don't want to make you feel old, but I'm 37,
Yeah. Yep.
so it's my whole life.
Yep.
Right. Right. All right, fellas. How about we get on to the next one? About the apology you never get. Want to start this one off again, Chief? Want to dig into it?
I've got a family member. This it could be a really long story, but I'm not going to make it a long story. But my aunt and uncle, their daughter, kind of disrespected my family a long time ago. Never called me, never wrote when I was in the service, never, sent a letter or email or nothing when I was in the service. Her mom and dad passed away last year. She texts me at least once a week now that her parents are gone. And it's always help this, help that, help this. And I would bend over backwards for anybody. And I do for her, believe it or not, but I would bend over backwards for anybody if she would just go send a text message at least saying to my wife, "I'm sorry."
Right.
But she never did, and she probably never will, because I don't think she knew how bad those words hurt a family member of mine. And I get questioned every time, why do you keep helping her? Because that's how I was raised. That's what her mom and dad would have wanted. That's what my grandparents would have wanted, and that's what God would want me to help people.
Right.
And that's my answer, because I get that a lot. Why are you helping her? Why do you keep doing things?
Right.
Because that's how I was raised. Sorry.
Right. Right. What about you, Billy?
I mean, as far as the apology you never get, I mean, basically, I mean, like more, yeah, kind of like what I said in the last one. I mean, life has a way of, you may not have gotten the apology, and you may never get it, but it's gonna end up it's gonna end up it's gonna end up coming back to you, and sadly enough, in a bad way. I mean, so you forgive them.
Yeah.
I mean, if
Right.
you can't bring yourself to forgive, if you can't bring yourself to forgive them, then at least make peace with yourself on that. Because I mean, there's nothing
Right. I'd agree
worse
on that.
than living. Yeah, there's nothing worse in life than living with any type of regrets or something like that. Like, I try not to regret anything I've ever done, and boy, I've done a lot of stupid things in my life.
Right.
yeah.
I think
I
we
mean,
all have.
like I've done things that
Right.
I've done things that probably should have gotten me in some legal trouble, but I learned from it.
Right.
Right. Right. Right. What about you, Bishop?
You sometimes if you don't forget or you still dwelling about stuff and waiting for for the apology, you are gonna be so miserable. You're gonna be miserable waiting
Right.
for it. So even if they come along across achieve, I applaud you for doing what you're doing because yeah, it could have been um, you know, I don't know, maybe her pride didn't want maybe she didn't realize what she was doing. I don't know. But the fact that you're being a better person, a better man, and just doing it, I applaud you for it because not a lot of people does that. That's a lot of the time society don't really realize about others, right? And I mean, I'm still learning. I'm learning this. Listen, I'll tell you this. You guys know I have 6 kids. It was just simple. Yesterday, I was playing with my son, my youngest son, and I was sick on his feet for literally on and off for almost 2 hours. He was having a blast, brother, and I was enjoying it. After I stopped, I sit down and I almost started crying. I questioned myself, why I didn't do this with my other kids? You know why? And I don't know. I mean, I was more worried about surviving for make sure I had everything that they needed for work for me working my butt off driving trucks. So so you have to put the mindset on everybody and just do the best you can. And you can't be waiting for the apology. Just be your best and be kind. And God sees that
Yeah.
stuff. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. I'm pretty much the same mind as most of you. My current outtake look on life is this: is that like I don't sit around waiting for apologies. If you did me wrong, you did me wrong. I'm not going to wait to hear an apology from you. I'm going to keep doing my thing, right? Um, I also know that a lot of times people do dumb stuff because they're in bad positions. They're in bad situations. Uh, Maybe sometimes it's the bad situation that is making them do something wrong. In my earlier life, the careers I worked, being in security and doing bodyguard stuff, it was cutthroat. There were a lot of people that did stuff that I should have been like, "Hey, you owe me an apology." You know what I mean? Like you did me wrong. But you know what? At the end of the day, if you're waiting around for something that's not going to happen, what good is that? And if you sit there and let it fester with you, right? Nothing good comes from that. So I don't even let it bother me anymore. I do my thing, and if you're cool with me, I'm cool with you. If you wrong me, you wrong me. I'm not going to wait for an apology. It's just wasting time if you're doing that. So I just don't wait anymore. I'm not even really worried about an apology I'll never get. But
Yeah.
yep,
And
yep,
my dad always used to say that it takes a real man to
Right.
say I'm sorry.
right, right,
Realize you're wrong and you just say I'm sorry. I mean,
right,
it is what it is. I mean, you just got to put your foot forward and keep your head up and keep on marching, right?
Yeah.
right.
I've
Yeah.
got. Go ahead. Sorry.
You know, I was going to say, that is a hard quality nowadays, I think, and I hate to stereotype this by saying the younger generation, but it seems like the younger generation really has a hard time
Yeah.
saying, I am sorry or apologizing for something. Um, I don't think they realize it doesn't make you less of a man. Like if I've done something wrong to you, Chief, and I come up to you, it doesn't make me less of a man to be like, hey, Chief, you know what? I'm sorry. I was wrong. I apologize. I don't think a lot of people get that you gain way more respect by doing that than just not saying anything. You don't lose face by apologizing. And I think people get that
A
wrong,
heartfelt
you
apology,
know.
not a
Yeah,
forced.
Right. A
Mhm.
heartfelt, not
Well, and
right,
not only that, I
right,
mean, when you actually, when you're actually man enough to walk up to another person and say, "Listen, man, I'm really, really sorry that I wronged you," like that it's actually really good for you as well.
Yep.
And
right.
not to mention, I mean, it helps strengthen the bond between the two people anyway. But I mean, like that's a big relief on yourself as well.
I agree.
Right. I agree. 100%. Yep.
So
Any last thought on that one? No. Alrighty.
I uh, I would like to ask Billy a question and kind of phrase it a little differently. You're on stage. You're in
Yes.
front of people, public speaking, singing, performing. I'm going to tell you real quick my background, and I'm going to ask you how you do that entertaining job without the jitters and nerves and things like that. But I think the reason why us three have no problem, going live or doing YouTube videos is Santa. He's an instructor. Bishop used to teach people how to drive trucks. Myself, military, I was always in front of people, giving orders, telling people what to do, when to do, talking to superiors, leading PT outside, all that stuff. So I have no problem being in front of people like right now. Have no problem. Did you find it difficult to grab that mic and get on stage at a small bar or a big venue and just start going to town? Did you find it easy or was it difficult?
It's difficult every single time.
Really?
I suffer. It might be hard to believe because I mean you've seen me perform before. Like I suffer from crippling stage fright.
Really?
I mean, usually a couple beers loosens me up, but like I really only have that. I really only have the jitters and the stage fright leading up to when we go on stage, and then about halfway through the first song. And then after that, I'm so in the zone anyway, and I'm looking around the room, and people are actually paying attention, and I'm like, these people dig this.
Yeah.
Right.
And
right.
It was, it really helped out a lot when we, before we played our first show. I mean, we was a band for a year and a half because we started early COVID. So I mean, places weren't putting shows on, so like we actually had a chance to really get to know each other as people. And we had time to actually sit down and write music that we really, really liked and we really believe in. And basically I was a revolving door of guitarists in this band. I mean, but now we finally have two guitarists that make us better. They've got great ideas for music. So I mean, like the nerves get to me anytime I do any public speaking. Like if you'll notice, like if you've been paying attention, like I've been playing with my beard a lot, and that's something I do when I'm nervous. So I mean, I deal with nerves, and I'm around people all the time because I drive delivery truck. So like I'm around people all the time, So like I have to have a certain kind of demeanor? Well, I mean, like I have to have a certain kind of demeanor, like I have to have a good attracting personality, to get people to order, more stuff for their gas stations and stuff like that. Like, and a lot of that really comes pretty genuine, because I like people, but people make me really, really nervous.
Well, do you find, I heard in your thing, so do you find within that half song, do you have an alter ego?
I do. Actually, my professional name is Shadow 666. I perform as Shadow 666, and the crazy part is, I'm a Christian.
Right.
But I mean, sometimes you got to let the devil come out and play.
Yeah.
Sure. I used to find, so when I first started instructing, because I didn't like being in front of people. I was always in a job where I was in front of a lot of people, but when I had to go up and present, and I remember one of my mentors, the first thing he said, he goes, you're having a hard time presenting because you're being the focal point. I'm like, yeah, man, it's just kind of, he goes, next class, wear a pair of sunglasses, first 2 minutes. And I went in, I put these sunglasses on because for some reason it was like when I put the sunglasses on, that was a switch. And I'm like, oh, they can't see my eyes. So I could just boom, boom, boom. And then I got to a point, well, I'm pretty good at this. I just took them off. I'm like, all right, I had no problem, but I needed that little crutch at first. But now I find, like with the Tactical Santa thing, when I go and teach, no matter what I do, it's like I get this alter ego. I have something that, I have something that triggers that light switch, and I go, okay, now I can go into this, So I've seen a lot of stuff with that with a lot of bands that I've worked with, doing bodyguard stuff. As you would see the rituals, right? You would see like they're backstage, and all of a sudden, like this guy, he needs to have like this and this, and then once he has it, all of a sudden he can flick that switch, and now he goes into his alter ego when he goes on the stage. So I totally understand what you're talking about. That
I mean,
so I got a question, and Baker have a question. My question with Baker, you're from Ohio, and what type of music you play?
Yeah, I'm from Ohio. I'm from Central Ohio. I live northeast of the city of Newark, which is where the first two Buckeye beer battles was at. And we're like a thrash punk hybrid. I always like tell people we're like a thrash punk hybrid. Well, I mean, like we're pretty heavy, but like I have like a real punk way of writing. So I mean, it's hard to describe like the way that I write, but like I have like a real like punk rock, you know. But I mean, a lot of my influences is like Slipknot, Godsmack, Mudvayne.
Yeah.
You know, just bands I've always that I've always looked up to.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm trying to get back on track here where you left off. If I pull up the wrong one, don't get mad. Let's see here. Apology. All right, not too bad. Next topic we got is hot takes with heat. And it's you don't need 30 pairs of Jordans. You need 3 pairs of characters. So why don't you start us off on this one, Chief? What are your thoughts?
I don't know if we're talking about the outside heat or your bad obsession with Jordans, but my man just got another pair of Jordans. Are they here yet?
No, they won't be here for a couple more
color
days.
are they?
They're whites with a luminescent sole with some purple and some teal. So that's why they're called the Grapes. So yeah.
Okay. You're pretty happy you got them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm happy I got them. You know, I saw those when I was a kid, and I couldn't get them when I was a kid.
They've been out that long. I thought these were like brand new.
Well, they reissue them. So yeah, they reissue.
So if we're talking about heat, and maybe my beard, we'll talk about that. I use heat in my beard very seldomly, and I tend to use blow dryer a little bit more than like my Aberlite, the hair straightener, because I think it's quicker and it does a better job for me. But I have a little process I do when I use heat, and it usually takes about 10 minutes because I like things to absorb and have a little time to flash off, if you will, and then I'll do the blow dryer. But World's coming up here in 10 days, and me and you are both in natural category, correct? So
yes,
no heat, no nothing. So they want to see the natural beard. So just oil and get up and wash your beard and put some oil in, and
so oil, no butter.
I think you can use butter. It's just
I don't think you can. I don't think you can use butter. I think Brewer was saying there was no butter. No butter, no balm, no styling aids.
Yeah, they want to see the natural look of your hair. So, I don't plan on placing up there at all. But me and Dino, man, I hope we go on like right after each other, man. That'd be just too cool.
That'd be fun.
So,
that'd be fun.
Yeah, I don't plan on placing. I'm just going up there for this, when I can tell my grandkids I was on world stage at beard competition, That's me talking in like 10 years.
Right.
No teeth.
With the beard.
But,
right. So I'll give you my thing on this. So what I think on this would be, you always see these guys with flashy clothes, right? And they think that the flashy clothes, the expensive shoes makes them. What makes a person is them having character, right? I don't care about your clothes. I mean, yeah, I buy some clothes. I got shoes, I'm a Jordan snob, but I don't look at the shoes making me. I look at the person. And I think that's like in today's society, I think that's what gets a lot of people screwed up is you get these guys looking going, hey, this guy's got like a $5,000, $10,000 Rolex watch. I'm like, good for him. I don't care.
Yeah.
If the guy's a D-bag, he's a D-bag.
True.
Now, if he's a cool guy, if he's really cool and he's wearing a Rolex, that's just icing on the cake, right? Because you're like, looks like the guy deserved it. He's a nice guy. But I think people put too much on image of the way people dress. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think if people would give everybody give people more of a shot actually talking to them instead of just judging them based upon clothing, working in the public, I did in the restaurant that I worked at, I had millionaires that came in the restaurant that dressed like bums, and I didn't care. They were cool. I talked to them. I mean, I don't care what you have as far as what you're wearing. It's how you treat me. And I think that's the biggest thing that count is your character. But that's what I took away from it. Well, what
Yeah.
about you? What about you, Baker? I mean, Bishop, I'm sorry. I called you Baker. Man, I'm sorry.
No offense taken. No offense taken. Hey, he's my brother, my
Right,
co-host, right?
right.
By fact, let's say big old shout out to Baker because he's doing pretty good. He's doing really, really
Yeah,
good
he
on his
is. I
show.
can't I can't wait to
And
see I
so
can't
big
wait
old
to
shout.
see him at Worlds. That's gonna be awesome. Yep.
You know, with what I take from this is you got to, so especially on a job, you're gonna have up and downs. You're gonna have heated moments. You're gonna have intense. What I call when you get tested, right?
Right.
So, like, I'll give you guys a big example. You guys know I drove for almost 21 years over the road. I was blessed. I had this opportunity just falling literally in my hands to do what I'm doing now. Um, by by the way, my title got even bigger now. So I'm an operation manager, operation driver manager, and and now I'm in charge of safety too. So uh, the owner offered it to me, and I was like, he's like on that side, like I was saying, you either take the heat and you're trying to run with it, right? All this is new for me, but I've been on that spot where I've been driving for so long that it kind of comes natural because I've been there and I had that experience. But at the same time, inside, bro, I won't lie to you, it's scary,
Right.
right? Because I'm afraid I'm gonna fail at it. But that's also what's making me keep going and doing better and better and better, right? So that's what I take from that.
You're gonna fail, but that's gonna make you better.
Right.
Don't be afraid.
Right.
Right.
What about you? What about
So-
you, Billy?
I mean, like, I've never had a pair of Jordans before in my life. I mean, I just like my drip game is zero. Like, I'm not a fancy dresser. I mean, like, I have a guitar addiction, and I'm not really all that great of a guitarist. Like, I have a guitar addiction, but I mean, like, I don't judge people based off of how they dress, what kind of car they drive, anything like that. I mean,
Right.
I mean,
Well,
it's,
well,
like
let me.
some of the coolest, some of the happiest, coolest people I know barely have
Right.
two pennies to rub together. I mean, and they're
Well,
some of the most solid, down to earth people.
let me spin
So,
that on you. So, in being in music and bands, right? Do
yeah.
you find that you get a lot of like gear snobs when it comes to guitars? Like you get guys in bands going, "Oh, look at that guy! He's playing this cheap guitar compared to what
Oh
I
my
got." I
God,
mean,
you see it all the
right,
time.
right,
You see it all the time. You hear it all the time. I mean, like, I like gear that, I personally like, if I'm on stage, like, I like using gear that does the job as good as possible. Like, I don't get hung up on whatever brand's on it. Like, I
right,
just, I just bought a new mic that that I'd never tried before. Took it to practice. I'm like, man, this thing sounds a lot better than the one I had. I mean,
right,
it's helping me do my job, and it's helping me not blow out my voice box. So, I mean, but
right,
I mean, my bassist doesn't play. My bassist doesn't play like the top notch, most expensive brand of bass. My drummer doesn't have the most expensive drum kit. I mean,
right,
it's not really the gear that you're using. I
right.
mean, you can buy a $5,000 guitar if you want, but it ain't going to give you $5,000 worth of talent.
Exactly.
So that point you said is great because I remember my grandfather used to say this. Uh, you could you could color and dress up a poo. It's still gonna be
Right,
poo.
Exactly.
You know.
right. I get a lot of
Exactly.
that.
You're just an expensive dressing turd.
I get a
Yeah.
lot of that in the gun world. I get these guys that don't have any experience of firearms. They buy the $4,000 1911. They come in, they can't shoot at all. And I go out there. My favorite thing I used to do is I used to go out and I'd take one of the rental guns in the counters. I would just have somebody pick one for me, and I go out there and burn them down with the cheap rental gun. And they'd be like, I'm like, I know how to shoot. You don't. You didn't buy a skill set. You can't buy a skill set. And that's what a lot of people don't know.
You gotta earn that.
Yeah,
I have $190 high point that that blows the shell out just as much as my $500 judge does.
Right. Right.
So I mean,
Exactly.
it don't matter what doesn't matter what you have. Can you use it? Can you get the most out of it?
Right. Well, we do.
I mean, everybody wants to sit back and crap on the high points. I'll tell you this right now: it's never jammed, it's never misfired.
Made in Ohio, lifetime guarantee.
Yep, lifetime guarantee. Made right there in Mansfield. I can have my gun replaced in 2 hours.
And they're getting way better than what they were 10 years ago.
But yeah, like I said, never jammed, never misfired. I go to the range a lot.
Right.
So I mean, like I love my firearms.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, like I'm pretty fond of my my Mossberg 512 gauge. I mean, that's my that's my deer shotgun.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So we do have a question for you. Kilt Beer Co. wants to know, how do you keep your voice healthy and ready to go?
Well, vocal warm-ups. I always try to go. I always try to go. I don't know, about an hour, 45 minutes before I go on stage. Like I'll go outside, and I'll have an intense conversation with somebody to warm up my voice box, and then while we're setting up, like I'm humming. Keeping the voice box working. And then after you come off stage, your voice is raspy, especially with a lot of the aggressive stuff that we're doing. Like whenever I get home at night, I'll drink, I'll drink a glass of wild turkey. To numb it, some lemon tea, some lemon tea and honey, mix that together, drink it. I mean, it's like butter for your squeaker,
Right. Right. All right, fellas, moving on. What do we think about this? So, Trendwreck, I saw something the other day, and it was on TikTok, and it was do-it-yourself beard oil recipes. And I was like, I don't know about this. You know what I mean? I don't think I do, but let's get your guys' opinion. And in the chat, let us know if you've seen this or what you think about. But do-it-yourself beard oil recipes. And Bishop, what do you think, brother?
Well, I'm ashamed to say that I tried some before, but not oil, butters, because what I had tried before.
Well, they're talking about do it yourself, make it, recipes.
I had
to make. Have you made them? Did you make it?
Yeah, I buttered. Like I went and ordered some online, the stuff, and tried some of this, and I had a big old mess in the kitchen, and my wife said, "That's enough. You buy it. Leave that for them guys. You test it. It's better that you test it and then you try yourself making it." You trying to make a company, or you trying to just be cheap?
Right.
And I'm telling you, because she's honest always. But it was an experience. I tried it. I still have one that I haven't used this. Because I like to say, "Hey, I did that." Right. Even I got a coffee one that I tried once, and oil, and it smelled good, but it don't feel good on the beer. It smells great, but it don't feel good on the beer. But I still have the bottle because it's my. Hey, I tried it, right? But yeah, I give credit to these guys that do it because it's not easy.
So how long were you in the dog, or should I say, how long were you in the chicken coop from the wife because you made the mess?
Oh, it's mess. Not that long, because I made sure I cleaned it. But let me tell you something. These guys, that they do it on the counter, right? Or they do it in the back, or wherever they do it on the counter, on the table. It is messy. So my second attempt, I put that plastic paper on, right? Thinking it was going to be thick, and it was a lot better. But he's still. I mean, you have butter, oil, everywhere. So it's a mess. So like I said, I give it to these people that try. Some of them succeed. I give it to these guys out there doing it. It's not my. I tried. At least I can say I tried.
Right. How about you, Chief?
A buddy of mine in Oklahoma City sent me some that he made himself first time, and yeah, bro, no, I don't think I want to make my own ever, because the best I could do would be super subpar to any company that's in here right now. And
Right.
no, it's not my thing. I'm barely a decent reviewer. I can imagine being a piss poor beard company owner. You know what I mean? I mean, I could market the crap out of it or something, but it's still going to be garbage. I'd have to do a lot of homework. I'd have to dedicate a lot of hours to learning the trade before I even tried to become a beard company, oil, butter, balm guy. I couldn't do it. Here's $20. Send me your best stuff. Thank you very much.
Well, I'll tell you what, Chief. If none of these small batch makers make the one that we want, the black licorice, cherry, amaretto, then you and I are just going to be forced to make it.
We'll
And it's
just
going to
make
be
it.
it's going to be bad, but we're going to
It'll
make
suck.
it. So one of these companies in the chat, you need to make the black licorice, cherry, amaretto, so Chief and I don't have to try to make it.
Do you see who just jumped in the chat?
Hey, I was just gonna say the man of the
What's
hours.
going on, brother?
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Repping.
Man, it's
Oh yeah.
Here, Mike, this is me holding up my bottle of Tactical Santa. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful?
Here, Chief, let me pass it to you, Chief. There you go. There you go.
Yeah, Chief.
Heck yeah.
Hey, I seen Chris Elegant Sasquatch was making a bottle. I mean, was pouring oil in a bottle the other day. Not oil, I'm sorry, it was liquid butter. He was pouring it, and he's still doing it old style, like by hand, everything. And I love that. But I'm watching him on live, and I'm like, oh my god, you're gonna spill it, because I done that, when I was trying my invention. I went to the store, bought a little funnel, and I was trying to do it. And if you don't watch it on time, you're gonna overfill. Now let me tell you this: anybody who think making oil is cheap, it's not.
Oh.
Just get some product, because to the minimum, you're gonna need funnels. You're gonna need, measuring stuff, because you can't use the stuff in the kitchen, because you won't be able to use that again, because that stuff, no matter how hard you try it, it's not the same. I mean, so yeah, I'll give it to these people. They're amazing. They just
I don't know about this, Chief. Black Manor is saying our little recipe that we want done. She doesn't think the scents will go well together. I think they would. I think black licorice, cherry, and amaretto would go fantastic together.
There's a niche.
I think it's interesting, and I would want to smell it and try it.
Right.
Because it sounds just crazy enough to be awesome.
Right.
But it could be the worst smelling thing I ever put in my nose. So
yeah.
Right.
So I don't know.
What about you, Billy? Would you ever do some do-it-yourself oils?
Okay. Me personally, I would not, because I don't possess the type of patience or the mental, the mental acuity to do it. And I mean, as far as people doing it, I would say it would have to vary from person to person.
Right.
But I don't think I would take advice to do anything from TikTok. If I were really interested in trying to make my own beard oils, I definitely wouldn't use TikTok as my resource. I would go to somebody like Matt from Florida Boys, like Mike from Hemp Wizard, anybody who's actually got experience in doing it, to just kind of give me the cliff notes on, what to do to get started, and the kind of equipment I need to have to do it. But I would never even try it. I am more than happy. I'm more than happy, buying my stuff from people who have it down to a science,
Right. And that's the thing is, if you realistically think about it, beard oil ranges from what, like, let's say $15 to $25 on the expensive end for that.
Yeah.
It is not worth my frustration and my time trying to figure out how to do this stuff and make some beard oil. The only time I would ever do it is if I was like the last survivor in the country and I needed beard oil. I would try to figure out something to make beard oil. But other than that, I am not going to be making beard oil. I mean, you can hand me, see, it's kind of like cooking, right? Somebody can give you a recipe, but if you don't know how to cook it, you're not going to make it right. So you could give me a recipe. You could give me a recipe to make beard oil, right? And I'm going to be like, oh, okay. I don't know what I'm doing. Who knows what, you know what I mean? So I'm not going to attempt it. I'm not going to try it. I think the guys,
Right.
everybody in this chat room, all these small batch owners know what they're doing. And I'd rather give them my money than me try to make some abomination that could, if I made it, it's
Right.
probably going to, like, my beard's probably going to fall off. If I made it and put it in my beard.
Right.
So I'm not playing around with that, you know? And, you know, Hemp
Hey,
Wizard
hey, I
does
got it.
say that, you know, right here,
Go ahead.
exactly.
Go ahead.
People think it's easy. And if you half-ass it, it is. If you do it right, so you know, and that's definitely the trick is that these people that get these recipes don't understand. They don't have the experience and the knowledge. They don't know the
Right.
tricks to the trade. And yeah, that's I'm not doing it. Not at all.
And while we're on the subject of abominations, the stuff that a very, very famous razor company sells at Walmart.
Yeah.
My daughter, my daughter, when she was living here, her boyfriend lived here. He's like, oh, I bought a bottle of beard oil. I'm like, oh yeah, what'd you get? You know, because I figured he got like, you know, something from the community. He pulls it out and it, you know, and it says the brand on it, and I'm like, dude, why would you even do that? And he goes, because I know that you use beard oil, you know, and your beard's great. I'm like, you're buying beard oil, you're buying beard care products from the same people that make the implements to shave them off. They don't care
Right.
about you. They just care
Right.
about that money in your pocket. I'm like,
Right.
I'm like, how much? I'm like, how much did that cost? And he's like, I think he said like 15 or 16 bucks. I'm like, spend an extra few bucks
Right.
and go to Hemp Wizard.
Right.
You can get our stuff,
Right.
you know, or
Right.
or Florida Boys.
Yep.
Any of any of those small batch companies. I mean, those people actually care about their customers, and
Right.
you know, and they know that a lot of the people who are really, really serious about their beards, you know, and go to these competitions, when they win, you know, when they win their gold medals and stuff like that, you know, people say, well, what kind of products do you use?
Right.
You know,
Right.
Right.
Right. Hey, I have a friend. I have a friend, a really good friend of mine. He's from Ohio too. Not that it matters, but he's from Ohio. He he was saying that he had some oils that he bought at Walmart, and he like, yeah, they're not doing nothing. I think I'm gonna shave. And I said, don't shave. I'm gonna send you some stuff. Um, and he got it. Anyways, I guess what he had it was running low, and I told him, I said, hey man, I will I'll give you a couple websites where you can buy it. I said, you know, because I don't mind sending you once in a while. I said, but you know, I was just at the beginning. I said, I can't be sending you too much because uh, you work. Yes, I'm trying to be nice, but I thought I said you work. And he goes, okay. He goes, I sent him a couple of websites of the guys here. A couple of weeks later, I said, hey man, what you order? He goes, oh, I haven't ordered nothing. My wife found something for me, and I was like, yeah, because I told him I was talking about avocado oil, right? He goes, yeah. So why would I buy? He goes, why would I pay $20 for this stuff when my wife got a big old bottle of avocado oil? He was putting cooking avocado oil straight on his beard. Like I said, I lasted about a month, and he shaved it off because avocado oil. I couldn't just imagine the smell.
oh God. I was about to say, you know, like I can go to Chipotle and get a big fat tub of guac and put that in my beard, but it ain't gonna make it healthy.
Right.
I've had mayonnaise in my beard. I've had peanut butter in my beard, you know, on videos. That mayonnaise actually felt pretty good.
I'm sure it did. I'm sure it didn't smell good after a while there, did it?
No. No, I had like, 3 or 4 ounces of mayonnaise in there.
The only time it ever got tricky and sticky with Chief is when he had to call the True North hotline and get me on the phone when he got his beard stuck in peanut butter. You know.
Yeah, those beard companies you buy over the counter, look at the ingredients. If you can't pronounce some of the stuff, it's not good for your skin. There's fillers, there's all kinds of, if there's aqua in there, it's water. You know, you shouldn't have water. You shouldn't have dyes, you know, things like that. Silicones, fillers. Don't put that in your face.
50-letter chemicals.
Right. If you can't pronounce it,
no,
don't put it in your face.
Right. Alrighty, let's move on to the next one, fellas. Cancel it or champion it. And we don't have to spend too long on this, but we'll just get some quick yes or no's. But skinny jeans with combat boots. And what's your take on this, Chief? Since you were military and you probably wore combat boots, so what's your take on this?
Man, I don't even know what skinny jeans are, to tell you the truth, man. I've never been skinny enough to wear skinny jeans. I think they look stupid on men. I'm sorry if I offended anybody, but I think skinny jeans are not made for real men. You know, pair of Wranglers, Levi's, combat boots, sure,
Yep.
you know, all day long. Skinny jeans, no.
So I have to kind of defend the skinny jean thing here really quick.
Go ahead.
So when I went shopping for jeans about a month ago, jeans are not made like they used to be made. They're not cut like they used to be made. I like before where they tapered down at the bottom so you didn't end up with like this big, you
Yeah.
know. So I'm looking at the lady and she's like, "You need skinny jeans." I'm like, "No." She goes, "They're not what you think. They're different now." I'm like, okay. So I put a pair on. I'm like, okay, because I had misconceptions of what skinny jeans were, right? Because when I always thought about skinny jeans, it was always like you'd see these dudes and it looked like they were wearing like Jordache for women or something. You know what I mean? These ones were not like that. So I'm like, okay. She's like, yeah. She goes, the jeans you were used to when you're in high school that were tapered down are now skinny jeans. So, but I would never wear these jeans with combat boots. That's the caveat. I would never wear them with combat boots, but I do have some of those jeans, but it's just the way they cut them now. They're not like they used to be. So you'll pick on me when I come see you at Pittsburgh, but that's okay, Chief.
Thank you, Baker. Thank you. Yeah. you got to adjust.
You got to adjust. What about you, Bishop? What do you think?
I mean, that's a given question, brother. Imagine me on skinny jeans. Really? No. I'm a short type of guy. I like shorts.
Right.
Even in the wintertime, I wear shorts. Now, if I'm going to church, at the church I go to, they don't mind me wearing shorts, so I love that. But if I have to wear something, I think I only have maybe 2 pairs of slacks and maybe about a handful pair of jeans. The rest are shorts, regular shirts. I have a few button-down shirts. But no, definitely no skinny jeans. You see me?
Yeah, I think Case said is the best because they are skinny jeans in the 2010s, like painted out. Now they're more like a straight leg cut, and they're more like a straight leg cut.
So you go to the store. You go to the store now, and skinny jeans are for women. They're like the tight pants or whatever they call it. Leggings.
Yeah.
That's completely different.
I mean,
yeah, that's different.
But they look like that too. I mean, I don't know. Why do I know, right? I'm just a guy. But but listen, if you guys ever see on skinny jeans, somebody's taking advantage.
What about you, Billy?
What
about you, Billy? What do you think?
Skinny jeans, I'm not a fan of them at all. Like I like baggy and comfortable. Like I climb up in the back of a truck sometimes 20, 25 times a day. Like I gotta be able to move around. I gotta be comfortable. And I mean, like they make like a cut of jeans. They're like slim straight. I mean, they're not too bad.
Yeah.
But I mean, when they're tight on a guy and you can see everything he was given, you just want to just walk up and just shake the hell out of him and say, nobody wants to see your balls. I mean, at least certainly I don't, like I want to see I don't want to see everything the good Lord give this man, good for him,
No, nobody wants to see the grave smuggler, the twig and berries. Nobody wants to see that.
Don't want to see it.
We just found out a few weeks ago, all of us, that the gray sweatpants that, some of the ladies like guys in gray sweatpants. We didn't know. We just found out.
I have gray sweatpants.
I think we all do.
Right?
Yep.
That
is a movement that I will champion because the lady folk love them.
I don't know why until like a couple of weeks ago, and I did have a pair of spandex leggings a long time ago, Brewer. Long time ago.
But like when I'm at work, like I wear jeans all the time because like I got tattoos on my legs and on my left calf I have a half naked zombie pinup girl, so I'm not really allowed to wear shorts a whole lot at work.
Sure.
But like
Right.
whenever I'm at home, you know, especially like right now, dude, like I'm wearing basketball shorts and like I live in basketball shorts.
Mhm.
Right.
Like if I wasn't doing this podcast right now, I wouldn't be wearing a shirt,
Right.
you know.
Baker's on fire tonight.
Yeah. Yep. Yes.
Yeah. Hey, like I said, since about 3-4 weeks ago, he had loosened it up. He's doing really
Right.
good.
Oh, my
Baker, my
goodness.
balls sweat in regular jeans. I get it.
Well, everything we own in Ohio's got the Carhartt stamp on it, so we wear a lot of Carhartt up here.
Yeah.
A lot of Carhartt in Ohio,
Cash.
especially when winter
So-
comes along. When winter comes along, it's Carhartt.
Right.
Ohio's way different. Ohio and Oklahoma is way different.
We're much
I'll tell you
cooler.
that.
Right.
Where's your homeland at?
I
Ohio.
grew up in Ohio,
Okay,
Cleveland.
I gotcha.
I'm an Ohio guy, 100% Ohio guy.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I've been living here for 16 years now, but I'm
And
Ohio
you
guy.
you said you live in Oklahoma now, right?
Yeah.
Shea Gilgeous Alexander last night, dude. He went off. He went
Yeah, he
off for
did.
the Thunder last night.
Yes, he did.
Oh yeah, he.
You know, like, I was rooting for Indiana because I'm a Cavs fan, and I was like, well, if the Cavs can't win it, then I'm gonna root for Indiana. But you know, like I wasn't mad to see OKC win last night.
They were good. I mean, they did
They
pretty good.
they played like an inspired team last night.
Right. All right, fellas, let's move on to this next one. What do you guys think about this? Is John Wick tactical or theatrical? What do you think? How do you think John Wick was in the movie? And let's start off with you, Billy. What do you think?
John Wick's a badass. Like I love them movies. I mean, you know, like I imagine like on set they probably had somebody that was teaching him tactical stuff. I mean, like I've seen like you know like I've seen that type of character be played a lot in cinema and on
Right.
TV, and you can tell it's just an act. But I mean, I think they did a good job with the tactical parts of it.
Yeah, Keanu actually, before he started John Wick, it was like 6 or 8 months before he started that, he actually trained with Terran Tactical. So you can actually find YouTube videos
Yep.
of
Yeah.
him doing all this stuff with live firearms and running competitions and stuff like that. So yeah, he is.
I mean,
he
you know, I mean, he's a hell of an actor. I mean, so yeah, I mean,
Right.
like I was thoroughly impressed with. I mean, you actually believed that he was the person he was portraying on. Yeah, you actually believe
Right.
that Keanu Reeves was actually John Wick,
Exactly.
and you don't get
Yeah.
that a lot, and you don't get that a lot, you know, especially in action movies.
Right.
Another one, you know, not to go too far off the rails, but you
Mhm.
know, like another one, like I liked Bradley Cooper's portrayal in American Sniper.
Yeah. 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 It wasn't over glamorized. It was
It
shown
wasn't.
right. Right.
I mean, you know, like I don't know how Chris Kyle's family felt about that, but like, you know, like I thought he brought like a lot of respect to the character,
Right.
you know, and to the man
Right.
himself, you know.
Right. Exactly. What do you think, Bishop? What's your take on him?
Man, I love his movies. Which one? John Wick. What was the last one? The 3 or the 4?
4. Yeah.
So you could tell the difference between 1, 2, and 3. Like 1, 2, and 3 was real physical, and
Right.
like 3, the 4 one, I still watched it because I love the guy how he does. But it was a little fakey. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
See, I haven't seen the fourth one yet.
like the comeback touch and everything. It looks a little bit more theatrical than the tactical they was before. Like 1 and 2 definitely top. You know that
Right.
badass movie. Yeah, American Sniper definitely the best film ever out there. But John Wick 1, 2, 3 was my favorite. 4 I watched it; it was still good, but it wasn't as good as the other one. You know, that's just
Right.
my opinion.
What about you, Chief? What do you think?
I 100% agree, Bishop. That last one, it kind of let me down big time. And they spent way too long in that scene with the steps. And then
Yep.
just, it was a letdown. But 1, 2, and 3, yeah,
Badass.
hardcore. If it's on TV, I'm watching it. American Sniper, I'm watching
Definitely.
it. Top
One
Gun,
of my favorites.
I'm watching it. And I've watched him train.
Right.
He trains hard. He trains all day long. He's not just, he immerses himself in it. So he
Right.
wants everything to look exactly the way it's supposed to look. and I applaud him. He's a great actor, and he goes really, really in depth with his character. So,
right. Well, I gotta tell you, I think he's tactical. When I saw the first movie, I remember sitting there with a girlfriend, and we're watching it, right? And the first scene in his house where they're trying to kill him, right? And he's making the shot, and he's never putting the gun away. He's making the shots, he's fighting with the gun, and he's making sure they don't come back. Because in that situation, that's what you do. You make sure that they can't get up from behind and come back at you. So I think he went through a lot of good training. I saw his training with Terran Tactical. 3D Spray J says, I was waiting for Dito to say he met Keanu Reeves. My question to that is when is John Wick going to come train with the Tactical Santa?
ooh,
You know, we would definitely have some fun if you're watching John Wick or Keanu. We would definitely have some fun. We like the same type firearms, and we like the same type of cars. So yeah, we should definitely train together. So get a hold of Tactical Santa. I'll free my schedule up for you if you want to come train.
That's an episode all its own.
Right. Right. Well, all right, fellas, moving on from that. Barbershop philosophy. And this is something we can make this really quick. Is masculinity under attack or evolving? What do you think, Billy? What do you think about this?
With like barbershop sense?
Well, no. With the whole movement of like, is masculinity being attacked or is it evolving? Like in general, do you think masculinity is coming back? Is it evolving or
Kind of a little bit of both. Like I think the basic portrayal, of the red-blooded, the red-blooded American man, chopping wood, and drinking a beer and chopping wood. I mean, I think that there are certain subcultures that's trying to put that man to sleep.
right?
But also, I mean, I feel like, I feel like the people that embody that, which, I try, like I feel like I try to embody that because that's the way I was raised. But I think that we're all kind of, I think that all those type of guys are trying, are going a different direction to say, we're not the same men that our grandfathers were.
Right.
I mean, like my grandfather didn't have indoor plumbing his entire life. Like
right.
and we have some pretty crazy winters here in Ohio. I mean, like a wood burning stove and stuff like that. I mean, that's that's the way my grandfather came up. That's the way my dad came up a good portion of his life. And like I know and I admire those men for that, but like we're in different times now.
Right.
But a lot of that same type of guy, still lives on among a lot of people, and it's not a bad, and it's not a bad thing, to be the red-blooded, meat-eating, man, know.
Right.
So I mean, I don't feel like masculinity is really under attack, but there are certain subcultures, that are trying to turn all men into women.
Right.
So there is that.
What do you think, Bishop?
I think we're definitely under attack, bro. That's just me. I mean, I'm not saying anything bad about what you feel your inside. I mean, if you feel inside that you're, whatever it is, it's whatever it is. But it is the masculinity is under attack. I mean, whenever we were growing up, there was he and she. There was no them, we, they, whatever. I just, yeah, I just think it's under attack. I mean, but he also is the old school. If you're old school, it's this new generation. That's it. This new generation is on the attack. The old school, I don't think it's on their attack, but yeah.
Right. What about you, Chief?
Copper Johns did a little segment, a little short video on guys wearing beard oil and product and taking care of their beards. And there's certain guys, that never use product that kind of, oh, you're sissy. You're putting, product in your beard, la, 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 la. But I think coming from a guy that's super masculine wearing a pink hat right now, that
Right.
you know, I consider myself very masculine.
Right.
You know, hard working job, drink a beer, smoke a cigar, chop the wood,
Right.
all that stuff. But I'm secure enough in my manliness that I can rock a damn pink hat right now. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Right.
I'm secure in myself.
Right.
I love the self-care aspect of having product, taking care of a beard, taking care of my body as a physical being, and trying to stay healthy. I'm 55 years old, you know, and,
Right.
and I pump iron every day, and I work hard, and knock on
Right.
wood somewhere in the house here. I don't have any medication I'm on. I take vitamins, things like that. Um, but masculinity is slipping, and I think it's our fault for raising our kids a little softer,
Right.
because we grew up, you know, with the parents that were just, you know, my way or the highway, and
Right.
we, you know, they were a little heavy-handed at times too, and
Right.
you know, things that CPS would have got called on today.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
when we had children, we kind of put little kid gloves on them a little bit, and we spawned this generation where it's less masculine. Um, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it's kind of our fault, and each generation's getting a little bit less and a little bit less and a little bit less.
Right.
But you got to think of the times how they changed. Billy's grandparents didn't have running water. Our kids today have an entire encyclopedia, you know, in their phone, and anything they
Right.
want to know is right there. They don't have to work for it to
Right.
get that book report done, or you know, their school studies. They don't have to open up different books. They just go beep boop beep boop beep, and all the answers are there for them.
Right.
Man, I'm going like all over the place. Sorry.
Well, I believe masculinity is under attack. I think the last year, though, it's been evolving because, during COVID was some hard times. I've always been a type A alpha male. I always have been, and I know there was a period of time where people were really frowning on alphas. I couldn't help it. Everything I did, whether it be bodyguarding, firearms instruction, everything I did was like full throttle. I'm going full throttle. I was aggressive to some means when it came to certain things because when you're doing the things I did, whether it be bodyguarding or whether it be security or the firearm stuff, you have to full on believe in yourself that you are the best. And I don't see that as a problem, but there were a lot of people that were, they were trying to get rid of the alpha males. They were trying to make guys like, I remember probably 5, 6 years ago, or maybe a little bit longer than that, when people were like, hey, you should really get in touch with your feminine side. I'm like, no, I'm sorry. Like, that's just not how I'm wired. And I have nothing against anybody that does, but if I accept you for being that way, you need to accept me for being me. This is what I do. I'm an alpha. I mean, when I used to go to top tier instructor, firearms instructor, certifications or qualifications, I mean, I walked in like I was the great white shark. I was the alpha. Like, you think you're good or whatever, I mean, I used to have guys come in the range, look at me and be like, hey, you want to go shoot competition against me? I'm like, you really want me to embarrass you in front of your friends? You brought your friends here. You should probably take a class from me. I mean, that was just the way I was wired and the way I did things. And I think people were trying to extinguish that. But now I think it's starting to evolve where people are like, you know what? There is a place for alpha males and the world does need alpha males. So I think it is evolving some for the better. I think it's getting away from trying to force men to be more feminine, which I think is a good thing. But whatever anybody wants to do, that's their thing, and it doesn't bother me. But for alpha males or people that are strong like that, let them do what they want to do too. You know.
Yeah.
So that's my take on that. But
Good
any
segment.
any other okay. Let's moving on. What do we got here? Let me switch. The Buckeye Beer Battle 3. How awesome is that gonna be?
Stoked.
Man, I
Yep.
cannot wait. I cannot wait. Yep. Even though I'm gonna get my
I am-
back waxed, I can't wait.
I am chomping at the bit for it. Like new venue, doing it bigger, doing it better.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for it. I can't wait to see all you guys come in from out of town.
Yep.
Hang out with you guys, get up, scream my lungs out, and hopefully people like it.
Right. Like here's the thing too, and I'll say this too, is every band that's going to play at the Beer Battle 3 is going to be awesome. If you're not into that style of music, give these guys a chance, because until you hear them and you see them live, you don't know. Give them a chance. These bands are doing their thing. They're doing it, donating all the money, donating their time to a charity. Give them a fair shake of the hand. It's going to be a phenomenal day put on by some awesome people. And Chief, how many small batch companies are coming? Because there's a vending section. They're going to have tables. I mean, there's so many small batch owners that are going to be at this. So many people in the beard community are going to be there. I mean, it's going to be like just a
Beard
whole bunch.
Palooza.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome. So yeah, I'm excited, man.
So I was ordering that beard oil from Mike the other day, and lo and behold, I come across the donate the back waxing thing and had to throw a couple bucks in there. So if you're on Hemp Wizard's site, there is a what do you call it? You can place your order, kind of
right.
Donate. And so make an order and then throw 5, 10, 20 bucks in there for that back waxing. All that money is going to Combat to Kayaks. And right. I found myself making a mistake for the last couple months. Newark is real close to Zanesville, and I've been saying Newark, Ohio, because it's always been in Newark. Zanesville is right around the corner. It's in Zanesville. These bands are going to be insane. The Tres Amigos are judging. Bishop's going to be there, and I think he might have a cool ass costume to wear.
Right.
Yeah.
We got all three of the shows going to be there, man. We got everywhere from Suplex Syndicate. We got the Monday Night Mayhem crew. We got the Tres Amigos crew. So yeah, man, it's going to be jam packed. We're going to have all sorts of cool people there. We got all these awesome bands. And from what I heard, Bishop is going to have like a really cool costume.
I guess now it's going to fit the costume, because I guess I'm going to compete.
Well, you got to wear it.
Wear it.
Yeah, I say I'm gonna have a cool one just to compete, and then I'm gonna represent Mr. I am gonna get with Mr. Jacob, because I'm definitely gonna do it. I'm gonna represent him on the competition. I'm gonna make him proud.
Man, we're in trouble. You see this, Bishop? We're in trouble, man.
Oh,
People are bringing their piggy banks.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna be crazy. Yep. But I can't say enough good things about the Buckeye Beard Battle. That's where I met Chief. That's where we bonded. And that's where a lot of this magic came from, because Chief and I bonded with each other there. So met a lot of awesome people. I can't wait to meet all the bands again and do all this stuff. It's going to be a great time. Yep. If you're close, come to the Buckeye Beard Battle. Travel. It will be worth your travel to come to the Buckeye Beard Battle. You will not
worth every second, every mile.
That's and if you're not close, come to. I got 17-hour drive. It can't be that bad.
You ain't getting an award for that. You ain't getting an award for that.
And I forgot. So you probably didn't know this, Billy, but we kind of forced another guy into the back waxing, and that's 30 Spray J. So there's gonna be 3 of us getting our backs waxed.
Yeah.
So. See, I'm not a hairy person, so you guys could, you guys could try to wax away on me, and you're not gonna get a damn thing.
Right. But that's okay.
What's crazy enough, next weekend, me and my band next Friday, we're doing a show just right outside of town here, and it's for the Mid Ohio Food Bank. Nice. And if they get 4,000 pounds of food, then the sound guy Johnny Warner is going to shave his head and his eyebrows. And if they get 10,000 pounds of food, I'm going to let them shave everything but my eyebrows and my beard.
Oh, wow. Now, Chief, don't you get no ideas, Chief. No. We're already locked in. No ideas, Chief.
Well, they're like, well, how come we can't have your eyebrows and your beard? I'm like, because I need my eyebrows for work, and I need my beard for the beard battle.
Right.
Billy, are those donations going towards that Wheeling flood down in Wheeling, West Virginia there?
Well, it's going for it's going to the Mid Ohio Food Bank. I don't know how far. Yeah, I don't know how far they cover, but I mean, that's the Rockout Camp. Has always been about the Mid Ohio Food Bank, and like I'm not in charge of any of that.
Yeah, they got 5 inches of rain in like no time at all, and there was.
I know, and I got a lot of friends down in the Wheeling area too.
Yeah, their homes were floating away. A bunch of people are gone and missing, and it's very sad. And they called it a unicorn storm. That's
Right.
never happened in that area. And the creek turned into a river and it washed everything away, houses and people and cars, and very, very sad.
Yeah,
Right.
I used to have a Friday route where I would be running the Ohio River area there. You know, like I'd be in New Martinsville, West Virginia. It's just right on the other side of the Ohio line. I'd be in Wheeling. You know, I drive through Steubenville and all the way up to East Liverpool. And
You didn't stop in and see me?
no, because you won't give me your address. You know, because that lawsuit and all that.
Yeah.
Oh boy. All right, fellas, let's get on to the next one. Let's get into final thoughts, guys. Final thoughts of the night. Anybody got any final thoughts?
A lot of good topics tonight, man. This was pretty good. I needed this after last couple of days that I've had, and especially with this heat and all the things going on in my life right now that we never talk about and things like that. I'm glad I got you guys to kind of vent to, and I'm honored to have the lead singer of Dead Silent, Billy Schuller, on with us tonight. He was a hoot, man.
Right.
And once again, awesome show. Thank you, everybody in the chats. Love everybody, respect everybody, and we'll see you Thursday, and then we'll see you again on Monday.
Yep.
Right. What about you, Bishop? Final thoughts?
Always, I want to say thanks, Billy. Pleasure, man. I'll be there. I'll be there rocking. Whatever I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be banging. I don't know. I'm always supporting. I mean,
Beard shaking.
Yeah, I'll be shaking the beer, whatever.
Right.
It's always a pleasure. Real quick plug, man. Next Saturday show is. I say this about all the shows, but this Saturday show is gonna be epic. It's gonna be anybody who wants to be in there. They just have to send me a message, and I will send the link in there. 5, 10, 15 minutes. It's just a community. Everybody gets to say what's up. Just the show before World, right? My show before. So I think it's gonna be great. I know I'm gonna have a few people in there that already said they'd be there. Elegant Sasquatch, Born Bearded is gonna be there. So it's gonna be a great show with Baker, like always.
Right.
So
Right.
looking forward to it.
Billy, what about you?
I really appreciate you guys for giving me the invite and having me on here. I mean, like I didn't really know. Yeah, I didn't really know what I had agreed to do, but I'm really glad that I did it because I mean, I've really gotten to know. I feel like I've really gotten to know you, Bishop, and you, Tactile Santa, and I mean, I feel like I've gotten to know Chief a little better, and me and Chief's been talking back and forth over the last almost year now.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I mean, it's always a pleasure to see you guys at the Beard Battle and to see you guys doing your thing online and your podcast and stuff like that. I mean, it's an absolute pleasure to be on here.
Right. Well, I gotta tell you, it was awesome having you on tonight. I do have a couple things before you leave, guys, that I'm going to talk about. First thing up, I'm going to hit this one. If it'll let me. There we go. My birthday is June 27th, and that is the drop of Hemp Wizard's Tactical Santa. So mark that on your calendar. Make sure that you get Tactical Santa from Hemp Wizard. I promise you that you will not be disappointed with this one. For everybody that has it, everybody has liked it so far, so you will not be disappointed. Let's get this one to sell out for the Hemp Wizard. Let's sell out Tactical Santa.
I will. I'm off on Friday, so I will definitely be picking up the Tactical Santa when it drops.
Nice.
And donate to the back waxing.
Yes.
And donate to the back waxing.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of have to.
Yeah.
Right.
I kind of have to because I want to see that go down.
Oh,
right?
It's going down.
Oh, it's going down.
It's going down.
Right. Hopefully not this next week, because this next Monday is going to be a very, very special show for Monday Night Mayhem. Everybody, you need to mark this on your calendar. We have 4 special guests. So one will be 30 Spray J. He will be the game show host. And when I say game show, what does that mean? It means myself, Bishop, and Chief are going to be playing some sort of trivial game or whatever if 30 Spray J comes up against Brother Amber, Melissa Copper-Johns, and Tara from True North. So we have 3 of the rock stars are coming on our show to play Trivial Pursuit against these three guys. So it's going to be a special show. Definitely need to come see this one. It's going to be awesome. Should be a lot of fun, especially with those three ladies, because they are movers and shakers and rock stars in this beer community, and they are doing such an awesome job doing a lot of stuff. So mark your calendars on that. And then we're going to do a couple of special segments next time. It's actually going to be each of our segment, but we're going to do Slave Walker's Choice. We're going to do Bishop's Blessing. And we're going to do... Come on, pop up for Chief. It doesn't like you, Chief. It's not letting me pop it up. What'd you do to my computer, Chief?
I'm knife handing the best I can.
You put that Chief magic on there.
It's not letting it come up, Chief.
It's okay. So are we going to get to pick our categories, or is this going to be set? You think we're getting set up? I think we're getting set up.
So what this is any product that you have been using that week that you really like. And the caveat is nothing to do with beards. Since we talk about beards and beard products and up, a product that maybe somebody doesn't know about that you've been using, you say, hey, I like this, check this out. This is my experience with it. So it'd be kind of a cool little thing where each of us will get a little spin on what we've been using and what we like. So that'll be a fun segment for all of us. And with that being said, I'm going to do my best Santa Tom. Well, first off, I'm going to say thank you everybody for making this show awesome. We can't do this without all your support, and everybody is so awesome to us coming in doing the live. But as Santa Tom would say, and I'm going to try to do my best Santa Tom, is the world could use a little bit more love and kindness. So please go out and spread love and kindness and be nice to your fellow human being. And with that said, Chief, take us away.
Monday Night Mayhem out. Bye-bye.